Okay, salute, peace and power, peace and power, peace and power. Peace and power to the people that struggle. What's going on? How you? So glad y'all here. So glad y'all here. Yes, let's get to it. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. This is a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A space of love, hell, or right. A space of masters, of queens and queen comrades, of militant men, of power and refinement. This is your space. A space where we are working on a united path towards what? True liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat. For the duration and throughout the class, please keep all funding information. Green screens with cash, pals that pay, unions that are Western, money with grams, red cups, blue cups, coffee cups, God diggity dog it, water, squeegee man pockets, the pastor's pockets, the squeegee man cups, God diggity dog it, everything, the jingle bells and all that. Damn it. Get the chalice, get the tithes, get all that. Listen, get the UNICEF bag. Listen, it's a war going on outside. Ooh-wee. It's a war going on outside. T-Trizzle. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until they got you on the floor in the Burger King. Don't wait until they got you over the counter at the Bojangles. It's too late. Don't wait until you get the pink slip from HR. Yeah. Your services are no longer needed here. Yeah. We got your last check waiting. Okay? Don't wait until your kids hate you. I hate you. Yeah. It's too late. Book yourself an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, book an assessment. Stop sending each other outside with lamb chops on your eye. Yeah, busted lips and cuts around the nose, eye jammies and speed knots and twisted knees and yeah, she hurt my big toe. Stop being the only apartment or the only house that the precinct know. Yeah, by name. Okay, get yourselves together. Keep your hands to yourself. Book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse, counseling and consultation, book an assessment. Learn the warning signs, the behaviors that should alarm you. Okay? Characters and characteristics of people who should heighten your awareness. Okay? Past traumas, toxic people, conversations, places, situations, events that should have your alertness levels on 1,000. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. What it do? Peace and power, peace and power, peace and power. How y'all doing? Late night Saturday, so you know what I got to have. Got to get a little shot. Bustelo, got to get a little shot. Yeah, y'all. What's going on? Talk about it. Yeah, we got some people to tag tonight. It's late night. Yeah, it's late night on the East Coast. But it's Saturday. Y'all was off yesterday. You ain't got shit to do but fund the war effort. And get some learning. Who we gonna tag? Who we gonna tag? Who we gonna tag tonight? Who we gonna tag tonight? Somebody tag LaRussell, Bay Area. Tag that clown. Tell him to bring his dodo bird ass to class. Tag LaRussell. Yeah. Somebody tag Shaggy. Yeah, Shaggy Jones. Yeah, tag Shaggy. Tell him to come to class. Boombastic look like it's getting ready to be boom, boom, bye, bye. And about on egg there. Yeah, tag Shaggy. Man, somebody get your boy. Tag Wayne Brady. Tell Wayne Brady to bring his ass to class. God damn it. Tag T Trizzle. Yeah. Tag T Trizzle. Tell him to come to class. Come on, T Trizzle. Let's go. And we answer the question tonight. Listen, is we still Pan-Africanists or what? Yeah, I gotta know. Are we still Pan-Africanists or what? I'm like, man, there's a lot of shit going on. Yeah, it's a lot of shit going on. So let's get to it. Let's see who's in class. Man, get your screen recording on. Yeah. Get your little favorite part. Tell your classmates we here. Put down their little tweets. Yeah, clip that. Okay, clip that. And close up that bottle. Yeah, close up that bottle. Close up that bottle. Okay? Yeah. It's time for us to do what we do. Let's see who's up in class. Who's first in class? Ken Williams. God damn it. We see you. Merklo. What up, Merklo? We see you. And Philly. 215. C.A. What up? We see you. Dre, what up? Marguerite McDonald. Music. Charlotte is up in here. Frankie Fizz, East New York. What up? Mr. Strictly Gang. The brand. John Tate's up in the spot tonight. LA's in the building. The Gressler. The Global Hustler. Cuckoo, the Bag of Bones is in here from Zurich, Switzerland. What's going on? That's right. Underground MC extraordinaire. Bars upon bars. That's right. Tierra, South Jersey in the building. What's going on? Heart Tunes TV, what up? Angel, we see you. D-Haven Enterprise. And Shaolin is in the building. What's going on? C. Reinhardt DC is in the building. What up, DC? George, what up, George? Hood Center Highlights, what up? Cool K Kang, what up? E. Brown, what up, E. Brown? We see you. See Bliz the Sniper. Yeah, Eric Carlos, the Riverwalk, San Antonio in the building. Charles, what up? Heck nah, what up? What's going on, Lee? We see you. $1 Million Mind. Yeah, Bay Area, you better get your man, Bay Area. He got y'all looking raggedy. Sean, what up? Sean Capri, what up? We see you, B Dolo, what up? What's going on, Hakim? Peace and power. Peace, everyone. Much appreciation for the super chat. Lovely lady, what up? Who that? Peace, Lord. What's going on, Trev? We see you. What up? Gospel's in the building. What's going on, Mike? Nice. What up? We see you, Kim. What's going on, cousin? Coming in from out west. What up, cousin? Get them cookies popping. Jerron Jackson. God damn it, Jerron, what up? Yeah, you need anger management? All right, you know what to do. You book your assessment, damn it. Who that? What up, Jihad? We see you. Ooh, Magic Show. What up, Magic Show? I ain't seen the show, but hey, we do what we can. You see, Mello, what up, Mello? What's going on? Who that? Huh? Yeah. Boss, what up, boss? What up? Huh? We see you, Sean James. We see you, Sincere Peace. We see you. Okay, GB. Brooklyn. What's going on? What's going on? Let's get to it, damn it. Let's get to it. You know where I'm going first. I got to go with y'all man. Boy, whatever. And that's y'all man. Because a lot of y'all like him on the low. So we might as well get him in here. T Trizzle, bring your ass to class, T Trizzle. Somebody call the CIA and the Secret Service. Bring T Trizzle. Get the class, T Trizzle. That's y'all man. That's Frankie Fierce, man. That's C Blades, man. That's y'all man. Y'all like him. I know you do. I know y'all like him. Yeah. Y'all man wilded out this week. He is one wild and crazy guy. Yeah, one wild and crazy guy. But yeah, y'all like him. He belongs on Saturday Night Live with them. We are two wild and crazy guys. Yeah, y'all man did the, listen, he don't get no funnier. Yeah. He can't. I thought Bush 2 was funny. Yeah, I thought Bush 2 was funny. This dude is a riot. And he be dead serious. Boy, he is the ultimate old fay. Yeah, boy, that's Yakub's grafted. For real. Y'all see what he did? I know y'all seen what he did. I know y'all, and check it. Media try to keep that on the low. But them people was hot. They was highly embarrassed. Yeah, Bush 2 is straight comedy. They ducking shoes and shit like this. Oh, yo, this is wild. He ducking shoes, but this dude, the look on that PM face, that was a prime minister, newly elected. The look on her face, she was appalled. And yo, I couldn't do nothing. You see this? You see me? I'm still chuckling behind that shit because I'm like, yo, boy, if they could put us on the Roots Plantation tomorrow, they do it. Now I'm telling you, they do it. That man, let's get to it. Now we got to get to the notes. Let's get to the notes. It's already late night. Y'all might as well buckle in, goddammit. Wipe your eyes. Get the cat shit out your eyes. Y'all won't be here for a long time. Yeah. Let's get to the notes. Tasha, sit in your seat. Come on, know what happened. What happened? Your ass about to get a 55. Now get in here. Sit down. We going to the notes. Check it. In an apparent awkward moment at the Oval Office on Thursday, stateside, U.S. President Donald Trump referenced Pearl Harbor in his first meeting with Japan's Prime Minister, what's her name? Sane Takashi. Takeshi or Takashi? Yeah, it's Takaishi. After her landslide, yeah, cool KK, much appreciation for the war effort, right? Listen, after her landslide electoral victory, first meeting. Now, If you wasn't aware of what happened when he was 45, remember he went over there to the G7, he pushing people around and shit, standing where he ain't supposed to stand, shaking people's hand all hard, not shaking people's hand, he posting up. I'm like, yo, this dude is nuts. But y'all put him back in there. Y'all couldn't get enough, right? Y'all put him back. This lady, she's sitting there looking like the, yeah, he talking about you and your peoples. I said, this nigga, this? Yeah, nah, that's that Queens Archie Bunker shit for real. Check it. When asked by a Japanese reporter on why the U.S. did not inform allies, such as Japan, before carrying out the attacks against Iran on February 28th, the U.S. president said it was to maintain the element of surprise. Check it. This is his quote. I mean, you know, we had to go in and do what we do, and we did it well. But we had to use you know, an element of surprise. We cannot tell everybody what we're doing, you know, because it would take away from the effect. Then he said, who knows better about surprise than Japan? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Yo. I'm telling you right then and there, that lady whole, yo, everything in her soul left. She just sat there. Yeah. Now, if that wasn't the wildest shit that any so-called leader of a nation, the only thing that was wilder, and I don't know if y'all remember, John F. Kennedy went overseas to meet Nikita Khrushchev. And they said Kennedy was ill-prepared. And Khrushchev ran through him. Shit like guessed him on the low. You dig? Between that, let's see, who else said some wild shit? Man, of course Castro used to say some wild shit. Oh man, listen, they usually have a little bit of decorum between them. You understand? This dude, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Trump was referencing the surprise Japanese attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet in 1941, which saw the deaths of over 2,400 personnel and drew the U.S. into World War II. You took it back to Japan. This lady couldn't say nothing. Matter of fact, she didn't say nothing. The reporter, that was it. He ain't asked no more questions. He said, yo, this dude is wild. But what do you expect? No, for real. How was he supposed to answer that question? How? Especially coming from a Japanese reporter because, yo, in all reality, he told the truth. Like, y'all ain't tell us. Y'all came, y'all bombed Pearl Harbor and did us dirty. That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. They give this dude ammunition. And he came right off the cuff with it. Boom. Yo, hold up. Y'all the experts at surprises. Y'all flew kamikazes up into the damn joint. He like this, did y'all not? Okay. So what we talking about here? That shit was hilarious. So that made me go back and say, hold up. Why did Japan do that? Because Trump and them ain't had no reason going to Iran. No reason to set this shit off. Remember, y'all done jacked the Venezuelan dude. He ain't even go to court yet. Y'all done took Maduro up out of there. This thing ain't even go to court. Y'all said y'all wanted the oil. Y'all got the oil. Y'all regulating the oil fields and all that. Gas should have been $1.95 after y'all did that. Y'all hijacked this man oil. Which I know, and I told y'all that from the first Gulf War, is impossible. It's not like you going to jack gold. You understand? It's not like you going to jack silver or sugar or any. You can't jack oil. Because that requires manpower. That requires you to sit there while they drill and drill and drill. And that means somebody gonna get their head popped off. You can't do it. So what happened to this Venezuelan oil that y'all was going to get? Because they was getting ready to do whatever they was going to do with other nations. That's what you said, T. Trizzle. So that means we supposed to have been straight. Now you done set shit off over here and ain't nobody getting no oil. And now I gotta fill up every 2 or 3 days. And I ain't got it. Yeah, real talk. Real talk. Don't think I'm over here. I'm on a shoestring budget. Yeah. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. So I'm trying to figure this out. So I said, okay, Trump had no reason to go into Iran. What was the reason for Japan to go and do that to Pearl Harbor? See, because they don't teach you that. They never taught us that. In those books, McGraw-Hill books that we now know is an Israeli company, right? Yeah. Y'all sent it to me. That's what's floating around. McGraw-Hill, all of those school textbooks that we used in elementary school and middle school and high school, some on the collegiate level, the Israeli company. So we ain't learned why Japan did that. Never told you that. All they said was Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, which brought the United States into World War II. That's all they taught you. And then they didn't teach you about the Japanese internment camps. They just said they snatched every Japanese person up, put them away. That's what they said. They never told you what that process looked like. They never told you what those camps looked like. They never told you none of that. Now we're learning that. Some of us are 40, 45, 50 years old. We're learning exactly to what extent that looked like. It looked just like that they doing to in these ICE detention facilities. Okay? Same shit. Like I told y'all, this is the same war. The same war been fought in Palestine for the last 70 years. The same war we fighting. This is Julius Caesar's Greco-Roman war against melanated people. Same shit. So now, Japan ran up in there. Let's see why. During the 1930s, Japan began to force its way into China and the League of Nations, to which Japan belonged, issued strong condemnation of the occupation. Okay? Japan further isolated itself internationally by withdrawing from the LON, from the League of Nations. However, this still does not answer the question, why did Pearl Harbor happen? Okay. In 1937, Japanese forces carried out several weeks of mass killings known as the Nanjing Massacre. Appalled by these atrocities, right, as if they could be appalled by anything. You're talking about the 30s. You're talking about the 30s, the Klan was running crazy. Right on the back end of the Great Depression. But check it. Appalled by the atrocities, the United States leveled economic sanctions against Japan since China had friendly relations with the United States. U.S. support flowed to some Chinese factions or forces. So you see all this, China's the enemy. Why did China become the enemy of the United States? That came after, okay? 37, you were still dealing with Chiang Kai-shek and all that. Mao didn't have the revolution at that time. Okay? So you see how these old phase play games? China was definitely like this with the United States at one time. Okay? Check it out. So now that you have to wonder why all of a sudden now is beef. Little shit. Little shit. Check it out. As international alliances grew against Japan, the nation entered the tripartite pact with Germany and Italy in 1940. Germany and Italy was what? What did they consider Germany and Italy in 1940? Right? They considered them fascist states. Right? Italy had to do it because Hitler was like this. Listen, I done took everything. When I run up in Italy, y'all gonna have a problem. So Mussolini was scared. Okay, I'm gonna rock with you. Japan, Germany, Italy. Let's go. Leaders in Japan and the United States unsuccessfully negotiated a long time prior to the attack, okay, on Pearl Harbor. Right? The relationship between Japan and the United States was tense, and it had been contentious for at least a decade. Sometimes the U.S. role in Japanese provocation is overlooked when people ask, why did Pearl Harbor happen? So, again, United States bullshitting, putting their nose in other shit. Okay? Yeah, shout out to Ethiopia for kicking Italy ass. Yeah, no doubt. The embargoes that were instituted by the United States did not work. Rather than lead Japan to halt its expansionism, the sanctions convinced Japan to dig in and stand up to what was considered Western meddling in Asian affairs. In Japan, waging war against the United States was a foregone conclusion because the Japanese believed they were defending their right to expand and grow as a world power. In addition, the United States did some posturing of its own. Why did Pearl Harbor happen? Mostly because moves made by the United States to dissuade Japan from further empire building backfired. Rather than discourage, the actions provoked Japan. Sound like the same shit that the United States been doing with helping Israel with billions and billions of dollars over the decades and supplying them with weapons so they can disturb that whole region. I'm just saying. In the United States, the government began conducting military exercises and ramping up war production in preparation for conflict should it happen. The draft was also instituted in September 1940, and President Franklin D. Roosevelt ordered the U.S. Navy to move the Pacific Fleet from San Diego to Pearl Harbor. Hawaii was then a U.S. territory. Why did Pearl Harbor happen? It's clear that Japan felt threatened. Okay? Shit. Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto planned a Pearl Harbor attack aiming to surprise the American Pacific Fleet and destroy it so it would be unable to counterattack and defend expanding Japanese forces in the Pacific. Japan never intended to invade Hawaii. It simply wanted to cripple the American fleet so it could attack European colonies in Asia. And that's what they did. Lee, much appreciation for funding the war effort. So that's what they did. Surprise, kamikazes, wowing. So Japan, you had a surprise attack. Why are you so shocked? Why is everybody so shocked that Trump is telling the truth? They ain't telling nobody. That's all he said, but it's how you said it, who you said it to, who you said it in the presence of, and the whole world is watching. So people are taken aback by truth. You understand? I don't get it. Funny as hell to me. It is hilarious. This shit is the best daytime, nighttime TV I done seen in a long time. Yeah, this shit is hilarious. And I'm looking at black folk like, yeah, y'all keep playing. Y'all keep playing. Yeah. Boy, I tell you, the more time y'all spend spring breaking, scamming each other out of money, okay? You're fixing credits and scamming people to buy real estate that y'all don't own and all this shit y'all doing. By the time y'all figure out that y'all ass is back on the plantation and they start ringing them bells in the morning, yeah, get y'all ass, get up, niggers. I'm gonna be like this, goddamn. Yeah, I'm gonna be giggling my ass off then. Oh yeah. Cause it's funny how people don't like to listen or believe that they're not affected by all this. Because to the winner goes the spoils. I'm telling you. Now, ain't gonna be no white van to pick you up. They're gonna have them sprinters, them same Amazon sprinters. You gonna be putting 20 to 25 niggers in the back, taking your ass upstate to the apple orchards and shit like that. Yeah, keep playing. Yeah, keep playing. Yeah, it's serious. Y'all laughing and joking, but it's serious. Hey, much appreciation for the war effort. So that's what T-47 did. People acting like he was. Listen, that shit funny. I giggled my ass off. I never seen no prime minister say, I know her drawers ran right up in her grip. It's like, ooh. She was like, yo, did he just say that? Yeah. And she ain't had no comeback. And the reporter ain't had no comeback. The whole room just said, ooh. Shit got quiet. Yeah. Even Trump got quiet for a second. He was like, oh, you got to love it. You got to love it. Okay? Let's continue. So we got rid of Trump and the Pearl Harbor comment. Okay? Which, when we're speaking of politics, and I didn't want to really get so deep so early into the class, but I always ask this, and I always make the statement to say we have to do for ourselves. We have to be on code with ourselves. But what does on code look like? How do we manifest that, right? Speaking to the nation of gods and earths. Everything is a manifestation. You can't build without destroying. If something is building, then something is destroying, right? That's just what it is. If something's going up, something is decaying. So you cannot have knowledge and wisdom without understanding. And you can't have understanding without the manifestation of that knowledge and that wisdom. It has to, how do you manifest that? So what's the code? How do we manifest the code? How do we as beings, as melanated beings, manifest independence, an independent space, an independent state? Okay? That is always going to be the question that the leadership has to ponder. How do we manifest that? Because we haven't done it. We haven't done it. How do you manifest sovereignty, freedom, liberation? These are words, but these are action words. That's a verb when you say liberation. When you say sovereign, a sovereign person, a sovereign nation, that's a verb, that's an action. That's just not a statement. And you just standing there. You have to manifest sovereignty, and once you do, you're going to be attacked. That's why Palestine is attacked. That's why Cuba is attacked. That's why Haiti is attacked. Sovereignty. So when you are that, that means you're independent. That means you have your own destiny in your hands. So you can't fool yourself. You talking about you sovereign and you paying taxes. That ain't sovereign. That's a bitch. How you sovereign? How you free? How you God body? How are you anything that you claim to be when you pay taxes, when you worry about a credit report? That shit don't even match. How are you up under somebody's thumb? So what does sovereignty look like? What does liberation look like? And in this space, because we here, and I always tell people, whether you believe we're indigenous to this land or you believe in the transatlantic slave trade, which we got to change that, the transatlantic kidnapping, change the language on that. Whether you believe we was captured and brought here or we were indigenous here, what does our struggle entail? And I always tell you, it's very different. It's very unique. It's not like what it was in the Caribbean. It's not like what it was on the continent. It was very different because it was formed. It was structured and operated by criminals. Those who came here was criminals. Those who came here knew nothing of liberty, justice, freedom. They were running. They were criminals. So our trials and tribulations and struggle here is very different, is unique. So we have to come up out of it in a unique space, in a unique way. That takes concrete questions and answers and movement, not no rhetorical bullshit. Words is empty when you can't manifest it. You understand? You can't claim you're a man and you're not independent of another man. You up under his rule, his law, his codes, his trademarks. It's impossible. You're not a man. You can see yourself getting there, but you have to walk that. And until you become that, nah. You this dude's son. You the old-faced son. You white man's son. He's sonning you. You may not be in physical bondage, but he's sonning you. You can't get a job unless you get his degrees and prove yourself on that level. That's son doula shit. And it is what it is. I don't care who tell you what. I don't care who say they what. If they're not independent, if they don't rely on themselves or their people, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. So that's always been the question. How do we manifest ourselves? Where are we going in this fight? Now, back in the 50s and the 60s, when the first consciousness and conscious community was moving, and our people here struggled, and through the assassinations of Malcolm X and Dr. King, the Black Power movement took off. It grew legs, and we started moving towards liberation. The question of Pan-Africanism always came up, because in the consciousness, people coming out of an enslaved space, everyone said we needed to know who we are, who we were, in order to know where we were going. So there was a connection back to the continent. Now, whether that is something that was a theory and people pushed it into an ideology that we need to look back over there, instead of people saying, "Oh, hold on. No, we indigenous to here." We could go back, we could study, you could research. However, there was a push for Pan-Africanism. And it was mighty strong. That push for Pan-Africanism and having an identity, okay? Having an identity which was different than John Smith or Fred Bailey on the plantation. Nobody thought that should be the beginning. So where did we come from? Oh, we came from over there. Okay. Now, Pan-Africanism was so strong that some adopted the language, made an attempt to get the cultures and the customs. And because they went that far back, shit, we seen one of the biggest beefs ever that caused so much damage and destruction to that power movement that we still have yet to recover from it. Right? We seen the biggest beef. The biggest beef was the Black Panther Party for self-defense versus U.S. slaves. Right? Y'all remember that? The rat agent, Ron Karanga, who, Pan-Africanist, dashiki, bald heads, and, the prototypical revolutionary in the movies of that time, right? Anytime you saw melanated men dressed as such, they was always the baddest motherfucker, man, through the whole late 60s, early 70s blaxploitation. That's what you saw. You couldn't put the image of the Panthers in no movie back then. That wasn't getting it. But you could use U.S. slaves, though. You could see the brother in the dashiki with the glasses, Kenyatta's Last Escape, and all that type shit. That was the prototypical revolutionary in Hollywood from here all the way through. That's who you saw. When you saw the dashiki and the bald head, you knew that that person there was very different. That wasn't no church going nigger right there. He one of them radicalized niggers. Yeah. So that was always a different, because Huey and them was nationalists, and they say, yo, listen, no. We don't know about none of that over there. Not to that degree that we should be fighting to go back over there or to adopt that. No. We right from here. We right from Louisiana. We coming from Louisiana, Mississippi. Yeah. That's where our roots is, over there, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, Georgia. We just made our way out west. And that was always a big rift. Always. And that has stunted our growth, because what? As long as we are here and we identify with ourselves here as people who may be indigenous to this land or brought over in shackles and adopted this, we don't know what's going on over there. We don't. Now, a lot of people who have come into consciousness from the mid-90s up until now, the debate has caused even more separation at certain points, because we have received more information about what's going on over there. A lot of shit that, man, listen, I keep telling you, we got to question. I do. Because, from my experiences of politics, of the entertainment industry, of the street, and of being in woke, conscious communities, I've seen a lot. And my whole shit is, I'm a soldier first. First and foremost, I'm a soldier. I don't care what your title is. I don't care who you think you are, who you believe you are. Because I know one thing. Or that pistol go upside your head, you gonna bleed. Yeah. And if I squeeze that hammer, we. I don't care how smart you is, them smarts will be right on the ground. I know that for a fact. Ain't nobody never too smart. Or don't understand who I am to get it. Nobody. You better understand who you working with. Yeah. And most don't. They don't know. They don't know that East New York shit. They just don't get it. They don't. So I've learned to look at people and not pay attention to what they saying. I look at and listen for what they don't say and what they don't do. So I'm not caught up in a lot. I do believe that as melanated people, we need to be together. We have to build some type of structure, and we have to build bonds with each other. Because if we're not going to grow a trust with each other, then independently, we have to be super strong. Right? If we can't trust our brethren, we can't trust melanated people just off the rip, then that means us as independent here, our code has to be immaculate. Our code has to be superb in how we manifest that. And we can hang it up. Old phase will be running everything. Now, I said that, and I wanted to be said because I don't care if you go to Professor Ball and them, Diallo, Kaba Kamani, I don't care who you go to, who y'all watch. If they are not critically asking that question, are we still in the space of being Pan-Africanist or adopting a Pan-Africanist ideology? If we're not critically answering that question, we're going to lose. Because the shit that, first of all, just the videos that I see on Facebook, right? Because, I mean, if you just look at that in this space, right? The comedy videos, you can see like culturally something is off with them. Okay? There's distinct differences in what's being presented. Shit that we've been out of. Okay? So even on that micro level, we have to question, because I'm looking at some of them shit. I'm like, really? That's how y'all giving up? That's what y'all doing? Okay. Why would I leave here? Why would I fight and struggle here to go over there? To have to combat the same shit without understanding the language, without understanding custom. Which brings me to the shit that I've been seeing, damn, all day. All day. Now, I'm sure y'all have seen it because I've seen it too. Yeah, real talk. I know y'all seen it because I've seen it too. Those videos, or that particular video, because I haven't seen too many different videos. I've seen a whole, it's been viral, and I've seen a lot of people, but it's the same video with the same groups of men and the same women who are supposedly victims in this shit. And to say that it didn't churn my stomach. I definitely was upset, definitely was angry, but it wasn't stomach churning. You understand? Because for some reason, I always knew that that is in them. I know, being a domestic violence counselor, man, when people from the continent landed in my class, yeah, the men was on some other shit, totally. So you pick up certain things, and you don't have a bias, but you have a understanding. You recognize. I mean, you could see pattern. So I didn't churn my stomach, but I definitely was like, yo, hold up, man. How would I feel in that situation being a girl dad? How would I feel in that situation? Boy, I tell you. How would I feel in that situation knowing I have a sister that I raised, knowing that I have women who are very dear to me? People I've been in, man, can't even call it friendships. Bonds over 30 years with, and they have daughters. So I'm like, I couldn't even fathom no shit like that. When we saw what happened at the Puerto Rican Day Parade back in when was that, 2000? Yeah, because I was on the island and that was 2000. And me knowing that I've been in the parade several times. Caribbean, right? Day parade, Puerto Rican Day parade. We never wild out like that. I've been to Jones Beach, Greek Fest, all that. And Greek Fest, they out there, they in bikinis on the beach naked. Never wild out to that degree ever. That's not in our conscious. I've seen dudes wild out. I definitely did. And because of how we were at the event, because we was a different type of breed, I seen dudes do that. I've been to the Greek Fest and seen a group of 10 dudes wilding out. Yo, pull a bikini off and all that. And then try to get a little extra. And then gangsters showed up. That's how we do. And start hitting dudes with pistols. And, oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's what y'all doing to shorty? You serious? Because you get clowns. You get dudes that, they may try it. But we out there for ulterior motives, B. So we gonna handle that. Shorty, get your towel, get a towel. Wrap Shorty up in the towel. Y'all dudes got to leave. You did because who raised you? Who raised you? Like, really? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. I mean, it was custom and it became a thing, especially back then in the 90s. If you made an attempt to shout at a shorty, yo, shorty, what's going on? Shorty moved through 10 or 12 people. Get off of me, don't touch me. No numbers up. Somebody may pour a beer on her. Get out of here. You understand? But to physically grope and, we're not doing that. No, you're going too far. You're doing too much. So when we see in this video that's coming out of all places, Nigeria, I'm like, yo, hold on. Panafricanism, that might be a dub. That might be a dub. And based on what I'm going to read on these notes here, because this note here, this is from an independent newspaper. This is from an independent newspaper, independent periodical out there. Check this out. And please excuse the pronunciation if there are any people out there who speak the dialect. Right? Whether they're in the chat or in the replay. But y'all got to answer for this. Y'all got to answer for this. You understand? Check this out. The leadership of Azoro Kingdom in Delta State has warned those spreading misinformation across social media about the current alleged Scrape Festival to desist from doing so to prevent further violence. Okay? The leadership of the Azoro Kingdom maintained that the ancient culture and festival were misinterpreted and misapplied by some youths in the community, stressing that no incident of a scrape was recorded. Whatever we seen, and I've been watching, since I seen the first one, I've been watching Twitter all day. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, has damn near zero censorship. You see all type of wild shit on Twitter. Trust me, I know. I see all type of shit. The chicks that you see on Instagram, you go to their Twitter. You be like, oh shit, shorty, wow, for real. Yeah. So I'm looking to see, to counter this, what's coming out from their newspaper over there. But when they say misinterpreted and misapplied, I'm trying to think, like, hold on, man. Whose job is it when you're speaking of culture? Whose job is it to make sure that they're interpreting what you're saying? How can you misinterpret that? How can you misinterpret a culture and festival? Misapplied by some youths, the shit that we saw? Come on, y'all. A statement signed by the President General of Azoro Kingdom, Audio Chief Berkeley Eshafa, and Secretary General Prince Obaro Igwe clarified the whole incident that occurred on Thursday, March 19th, correcting the wrong impression circulating on social media regarding the events. What's the wrong impression? What is the wrong impression? Because I've seen groups of men, not groups. I'm talking about it look like whole blocks of men pulling and dragging, assaulting any woman they saw. What is the wrong impression? Now help me out. If you're Nigerian, help me out. What is the wrong impression? You trying to tell us we didn't see what we saw and that wasn't what it was? Women were screaming. They was ripping clothes off. Excuse me. What's the wrong impression? That was supposed to be fun for the women. Okay, hold on. Azoro Kingdom is made up of 5 traditional communities, each with its distinct customs, traditions, and festivals. On the said date, the Uru Muduhu community celebrated one of its ancient festivals known as the Alu Du Festival. The Alu Du Festival is traditionally regarded as a festival of fertility. Okay, it is widely believed to be a cultural practice that brings blessings of children to individuals or couples experiencing difficulty in childbirth. Listen, because y'all listen to me close and y'all replay. Listen now, okay? A cultural practice that brings blessings of children to individuals or couples experiencing difficulty in childbirth. Okay, come on. Now listen. As part of this long-standing tradition, certain symbolic practices are observed, including the act of playfully dragging and pouring sand on married individuals who are yet to have children as a cultural expression believed to invoke fertility. If this is the custom, if this is a symbolic practice, how come we only saw girls getting dragged? I didn't see not one man get dragged. I didn't see nobody pouring no sand on nobody. None of that shit. I didn't see no couples. We seen women. So this shit here, nah, I'm not jacking this. You gaming, sir. I'm not jacking that. Why the men weren't being dragged? individuals or couples, right? All we saw was women. That's it. Nigeria, you think for 1 second that y'all gonna be coming over here with that shit? If that's the custom, and I'm sure out of these, hold on, let me get this right. I don't want to say it wrong. Okay? 5 traditional communities, I'm sure some of those communities is over here. Because I see a bunch of dudes on Canal Street selling them bags. I know for a fact Nigerians are all through Harlem, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island. I haven't seen that tradition done over here. No. At all. Never heard of it. None of that. None of that. So you're not doing it here. So if we, as Pan-Africanists, push to go back home, right? That's home, y'all say, and you think for a second that y'all gonna drag somebody through, because I want y'all to pick, because you got the Pan-Africanists here. You got a bunch of them. Don't want nothing to do with nothing the old face say, nothing to do with what the oppressors say. I'm going home. That's our home. And they're going to take their ass over there, not speaking the language, not understanding the customs and this and that, and they will walk their ass outside during this festival. Because it get deep, y'all. Hold on. Let's continue. Because people are so sharp. They're so smart. They want to buy, build schools and get you to buy and purchase, museum space and all that shit. And y'all listen to them. Okay? However, it has come to our attention that some youths misinterpreted and misapplied this cultural practice negatively and unacceptably, leading to the harassment of some young women. That's what they call that, harassment. Mobs of men on one woman. One woman. Begging and pleading. I don't care what kind of tradition, what kind of festival it is, when a woman is saying no, is no. But damn that, what we saw as a collective body of men, they thought that this was right. Because before you can get to the actual act, there's a thought. I keep telling you, a manifestation of your knowledge, of wisdom, and understanding. So what y'all know, what y'all were wise to, gave y'all the understanding that it is okay to drag a woman, to jump on a woman, to rip and pull out a woman who's screaming and begging y'all no in the street. That's where y'all head is? Come on, y'all. Y'all serious? As groups of men, that's okay? And look, y'all, look, I'm telling you, I ain't even through the note yet. I'm not through the note, because I'm going to bust y'all head. Because you seeing this shit now. Watch this. This is going viral now, so everybody is in a huffy. Nah, watch this, because even in the language of this article here, y'all gaming, y'all full of shit. Let's continue. Harassment of some young women. Okay? We wish to clearly state that reports circulating on social media alleging that scrape and widespread atrocities occurred during the festival are false and misleading. No incidents of scrape were recorded. The leaders of Ozoro Kingdom clarified that the situation involving the harassment of 2 young women by individuals who took advantage of the occasion to act irresponsibly. The leaders strongly condemn any form of harassment or misconduct, saying that such behavior is not part of our culture and traditions and will not be tolerated. That wasn't a few young men. What's the numbers when you think of a few? When I think of a few, I'm thinking 3 to 5. Not 300 to 500. You understand that? But this is how they want to explain that shit away. Which is asinine because there's a thought. There's a mentality of men. There wasn't 30, 40 men fighting against it. You had little groups in pockets, maybe 5 or 6 dudes trying to pull Shorty away. Let's continue. Meanwhile, the leaders said appropriate steps are being taken to address the actions of those involved and to ensure the future celebrations are conducted in a peaceful, respectful, and orderly manner. The leadership of Ozoro Kingdom, in collaboration with the authorities, have also invited the security forces to apprehend all those who were involved in the despicable acts. This, according to them, is to ensure adequate punishment to all those individuals involved and ensure justice to all the victims. Ain't no justice coming to none of them victims. I'm sorry. When you walk out into the street and the entire community of men jump up on you, attack you, grab at you, ain't no recovery from that. How? Ain't no justice in that. You know what kind of... See, because people don't understand what women go through. And believe me, the women who you see here, stateside, that have that confidence, that have that energy, that have what y'all want to call that alpha coming up off them, that took decades to build. The average woman is scared to death around more than 3 or 4 men. It's just an alert. I see it in the gym. They are terrified, but they put on an energy to keep people up off them. So you mean to tell me 100 men, 200 men grabbing and pulling, and you think it's a recovery in that? You think that she can go back into that same town or village or whatever and feel... Come on, man. Y'all sound dumb. But Pan-Africanists, I swear to God that we need to go back over, and that's where we supposed to be with that shit. Okay, let's continue. It was gathered by our correspondent that the Ozoro incident was not a scrape festival as it has been widely publicized. It is in the same rank and file with the Oro Festival in Yoruba land, where women are not allowed to come out at certain times, said a poet from Port Harcourt. So there's festivals in Yoruba land where women can't come outside. So they can't come outside in Yoruba land at that festival. This festival over here, it's okay for y'all to grab up on them, scrape them, do all type of molestation or whatever you call it. Okay? This is in a man's mentality that every year, or we could wild out on women if they in the street, if they outside. Because y'all ain't do it to no men. If that was the custom that you said to help bring fertility to couples who don't have kids, how come the men wasn't being dragged? Also, a senior lecturer from one of the universities in Delta State, who also prefers to be anonymous, in an interview with our correspondent, said the narrative was a representation of what happened. That ain't a narrative. We looking at the video, huh? What does it matter? In his words, check this out, some miscreants use it to molest females, and the youth are not necessarily Ozoro youths, since the community is cosmopolitan as it hosts Southern Delta University and numerous non-indigenes who work in financial institutions and government offices. The narrative is grossly a misrepresentation of what happened. Nobody was scraped. However, several females were molested. So people believe that a molestation, okay, she could get over that. That ain't severe as a scraping. Are you serious? Molested by 30 and 40 dudes aggressively pulling at you? You almost broke one of these chicks' arms. So y'all just gonna explain that away. And this is something that we supposed to be Pan-Africanists and fighting to get back to or to work in collaboration with. I think we need to re-examine that shit, y'all. Re-examine. And re-examining is not a separation. I'm not talking no FBA shit. I'm not talking no ADOS and all that other shit. A re-examination of where we need to go, because that old rhetorical bullshit, that's an old world. We in new technology now. As I always tell you, rotary phone era thinking gets you nowhere in a smartphone era. It doesn't. So the Pan-Africanists, we need to have a discussion. Because y'all think that was the only incident? Y'all think because it's going viral now that shit, it just came out of nowhere? No, those men are different ages. So this is a thought. This is a behavior. This is how they think of their women. However, their woman will come over here and everybody wants a Nigerian. We believe that they're wealthy. We believe that they get to it. We believe in all that throwing money at the weddings and all that shit, not knowing there's a culture up under that. There's a behavior up under that. There's belief systems up under that. You understand? That we have absolutely no knowledge of. And you want to run over there and think, well, that's got to be better than what we dealing with these old phase. No, because you'll get oppressed over there too by your own people. Because you don't know and don't understand. Okay? You don't know and don't understand. Shit, we got shit in East New York. We got people in certain parts of the East that don't understand what's going on in the Bahamas. Yeah. We got dudes in the Bahamas that don't understand what's going on in Penn Workman and Linden. Okay? So imagine us going over there and not being able to speak any of the languages, any of the dialects. And them already having certain biases and prejudices. Because, yeah, if you come to East New York and you don't understand what we saying, you don't understand our slang, of course we're going to look at you the odd man out. That's just what it is. Like, yeah, son is slipping. He don't know nothing. We can speak with you right next to us and speaking our lingo and you don't know shit. You had a deficit. We were talking about we can ready to blow your head off. And you just standing there cheesing. You understand? It just is what it is. So how can you go overseas and be all proud with your chest sticking out? Talking about, yeah, this is where I'm from, my DNA. Say, yeah, this is where we from. And they looking at you like you crazy. And they said, yo, okay, the festival is up. Oh, that's your daughter? Yeah, she can't be outside. Or they might not say shit. And your daughter run outside. And she's attacked by a mob. That's... And this ain't new. Y'all think it's new because it's going viral. Let's go to the notes. 2019 article. Okay? Yeah. It's 2026, 2019 article. Okay. One of 4 boys, let me go back. 1 in 4 boys, 1 in 4 boys, and 1 in 10 girls under the age of 18 are victims of sexual violence. The UN's Children Fund has said 1 in 4 boys. So that means every fourth boy is going to get his grippers dug out violently. And 1 in 10 girls. How come 1 in 4 boys, 1 in 10 girls? What the fuck is going on that they're taking little boys' grippers? Okay, check it out now. Health experts say more children and young women are coming forward to talk about the problem as the stigma attached to discussing it slowly subsides. So now they telling. 3 survivors and their caregivers spoke about their experiences recently at the Salama Sexual Assault Referral Center in Guarama Awan General Hospital in the northern state of Kaduna. Okay? They insisted, however, on remaining anonymous. Okay? Hold on now. Check this out. One was a 3-year-old girl who was under the care of her grandmother when she was scraped twice by a 44-year-old neighbor. 3. The grandmother said she was reluctant to report the assault to police because she did not believe justice would be served and because, being a poor widow, no one would believe me. After the second attack, she fled to the Salama Center for help. So you don't believe poor widows. Do you understand what type of shit is normal in different spots? There's a stigma because she's a widow and she's poor. But she got this granddaughter. So nobody's going to listen to her because they think that it's some fault of her own that she's poor and a widow. Let's continue though. No, because again, Pan-Africanists is they strong in their beliefs without questioning shit, because when you force people to question who they are, which the gods and earths always do, build on it, God, manifest that. Got to. Make your knowledge understood. See, that's something that they do daily. So when you claim certain things, if you can't stand on it, or you get over emotional and shut down when people questioning your square, fuck is you. So, but Pan-Africanists don't question it. It is what it is. It should be. And that should be understood. No, it ain't. Let's go. A second survivor, a woman in her late 30s, says she was kidnapped while sleeping with her husband and child. Her abductors took her to a dense forest where she was scraped every day until a ransom was paid and she regained her freedom. What kind of shit is that going on over there? That this is a practice. Now look, dudes here, they practice hustling. That's their practice. We hustled throughout the crack era. We had people hustle throughout the heroin era. We had people do all type of shit. Some hustles are stick-up kids. Some people jostle. Some girls get on a pole. Some girls walk the track. That's their hustle. Okay? The hustle over there is kidnapping and scraping until you get a ransom? That's really? What part of the game is that? How is that conducive to the growth of a society? How is that a civilized people? That this is what y'all do to y'all women? She was sleeping with her husband and child? And y'all kidnapped her? And bust her grippers. her musty box and all that for days until somebody paid a ransom. The third survivor, a 10-year-old girl, was reportedly scraped by a 29-year-old man living in her neighborhood. He allegedly lured her, saying he wanted her to run an errand. Once they were out of sight, he allegedly stuffed her hijab into her mouth and did her dirty. This is common. This is what y'all do over there. This is what y'all do. Most of these incidents are not strangers. Check this out. Juliana Joseph, the manager of the Salama Sexual Assault Referral Center, said 90% of all victims are essayed by people they know. The center has treated women and children who have been scraped by their grandparents, their fathers, and uncles. Here you go. You're going out and you entrust your child to the care of a neighbor. And by the time you're back, it's a different story, Joseph said, adding that poor investigations mean a good number of perpetrators move about freely. Okay? The chairperson of the International Federation of Women's Lawyers in Kaduna said scrape has become an epidemic in northwestern Nigeria. She said victims are not just women, but men and boys as well. So you mean to tell me I'm 58 years old, and if I go over there, I got to watch my grippers? I'm talking about freedom and liberation and building with melanated people so we can get rid of the old phase. And them niggas looking at me to line me up to take my grippers? What the what? Yo, this type of shit is that. I can go to North Carolina and gotta worry about my grippers. I can go to LA. I can go to Memphis. I can go to Jersey. I can go to Boston, Philly. I ain't got to worry about my grippers. I mean, somebody might not like what I said online or something. Somebody might want to blow my head off. Somebody might want to punch me in the mouth. But I got to worry about my grippers? What the fuck kind of shit is that? And I'm going to sit and say, yeah, no, I'm Pan-African. No, hell no. 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 We got to reevaluate that shit. Let's go. Quote unquote, underage boys are being defiled, she said. Several cases have been reported to us. It's an epidemic, and I pray and hope that the government will do something very, very fast. The Nigerian Criminal Code recommends life imprisonment for the perpetrators of a scrape and 14 years for an attempted scrape. But Yakubu Sabo, the public relations officer for the police in Kaduna State, said many scrape cases involving children are never investigated because parents want to protect their children from being stigmatized. So somebody just take your grippers. You can't say shit because now they looking at you and you got a label on you. Come on, man. Now they've been protesting this shit since 2011, which means shit, they've been doing this for decades. So now how does it look when you have OFAs that got this information? Government officials and all that, they know. And you over here chanting, talking about, yeah, I'm Pan-African. Going back to homeland, my homeland in Nigeria. That's what my DNA said. What? and you going over there and you're gonna start eating the foods and you know, y'all frequent all of the restaurants, right? And y'all listen to all the music, right? Everything's Afro beats now. Y'all going out to Bed-Stuy and downtown and all the festivals in Philly and Jersey and yeah, eating with the fingers and all that. This is custom too. This is part of it. This is part of it. So you could be performative over here and keep fronting for yourself. Because you're not fronting for me. That's part of it. Okay? So you need to do some reevaluating. Figure this shit out. Figure it out. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Figure it out. So we go from because I'm serious. When I'm saying the Pan-African question, we see what's going on in South Africa. We see Julius Malema try to take the land back, and his own people said, nah, you can't do that. He's trying to take his land, rightful land, back from the Ofe, and his own people didn't vote him in. We seen the wild shit. So it was like, I keep questioning you, what are we supposed to do with that? Act like it's not happening? Nah. Check it out. Check this out now. We're going from the scrapes in Nigeria, which is an epidemic, which means, sir, if you're a boy, if you're a man, you not exempt. Yeah. Yeah, ain't none of y'all exempt. I don't care where you're from. You get over there, and they may line you up and try to get your grippers. Yeah. Diesel Diddy have a ball. Yeah. That's what the type of time they on. Fleece Johnson will love it. It is what it is. So we're going from Nigeria to Nairobi, Kenya. Because the Pan-African question has to, you got to make sense of it. Make it make sense in 2026. Make it make sense. Okay? Nairobi, Kenya. There's a recent planned 520-acre mixed-use development by investor Irez Retkin, in Solai, Nakuru County. This real estate project has stirred intense discussion among locals, political leaders, and property specialists. Many are now raising fresh questions about who owns the land, how the project will affect nearby communities, and what this means for the region's long-term development path. The project, fronted by an Israeli investor, is being promoted as a significant initiative expected to combine homes, agribusiness spaces, and commercial facilities. Okay? Israeli. 520 acres in Kenya. Why the hell would I be a Pan-Africanist and go over there and see the Bagelmeisters? The Zionists owning land? Really? Y'all working with them? Come on, yo. Come on, yo. See, because I'm looking at Pan-Africanism now, and I'm saying, well, hold on. Y'all can't be doing that. We can't do that. Come on. We going to ignore all this shit? We going to ignore the Chinese over there whipping people? We going to ignore scrapes? Y'all scraping each other up in another country. Now over here, y'all got the Israelis. What's going on? For real. Yeah. What's going on? Y'all going to ignore this and still? Nah. That's stupid at this point. Check that shit. Check it out. According to reports and commentary surrounding the project, the investor aims to turn the large parcel into a phased development targeting both local and international buyers. Observers note that, if realized, the project could channel new energy into Solai's economy, create jobs, and increase land values in a region historically dominated by small-scale farming. You see that? What you say, Grussler? My dude out here got lined up in Nigeria. And he's a Nigerian guy living in Switzerland. His own man set him up to get robbed. Check it out now. Check it out now. The project has the potential to reshape Solai's future, says James Karuuki, an urban planning consultant based in Nakuru. Handled with transparency and responsibility, it could open doors that people here have been waiting on for years. So you talking about you got to believe in the Ofe to open doors? The Ofe's getting kicked in their ass in their own country. You gonna come over here? Y'all gonna let them come to Kenya? Come on, yo. Nah, think for yourself. This is not no black rock. This is rarely. Nah, coming from Dolo. I didn't go into him. Trust me. Guarantee you that he coming straight from them. Check this. Still, a section of residents remain uneasy. Several community members say they were left out during the early planning period and argue that a project of such scale should not continue without proper consultation and thorough environmental checks. Same shit they do here. You see that, right? You heard that, right? Same shit nonprofits do here. Same shit that your local area policy board do here. Your city councils. They don't tell the community. They don't tell them when Amazon come through. They already put the deal in. They pay a few local business owners, a few local politicians under the table. Next thing you know, something that could have been housing turns into an Amazon warehouse. This is the same shit. This is what I'm saying, that people that work with the OFE, make deals with the OFE, sit with the OFE, y'all supposed to be putting something in their skull cap. Something small, high-powered, and spinning at high velocity. That shit should be anybody that, I don't care who it is, that has to be code. But y'all don't listen to Bliz. You should get their heads rocked. Check this out. We are not against development. Far from it, said Mary. But we want answers. Who exactly owns the land? What happens to the families who have been farming around it? Until there is honesty on these matters, people will remain cautious. Exactly. Who owns it? You talking about an Israeli purchasing land? Who are we buying the land from? Check this out. Environmental concerns are also coming to the surface, especially considering Solai's past challenges with land-related incidents. Some leaders have pointed out that the local ecosystem is delicate and that shifting land use on such a large scale could influence water sources, wildlife movement, and soil stability. Yeah, 520 acres. Yes, he plays. Listen. But you got some niggas over there that's dealing with, he's shaking dude's hand. Come on now. Although an environmental impact assessment is said, to be underway. Many residents feel it should have been completed long before the project reached this stage. County authorities have acknowledged the tension and assured the public that proper procedures will be followed. How? This is the same play. I've been saying this shit to us for years. But over there, they don't know the game. They see a white face and they like this. They don't know the game. Okay. Officials from the Department of Lands and Physical Planning noted that no final approval has been granted and that the proposal is still under review. Why y'all even going through it? With all that shit going on in Israel, why y'all even talking to these dudes? Again, because you see a bag for yourself. Selfish and greedy. Yeah. Let's continue. People should know this is not something that gets stamped overnight. Here's the politics shit, right? Said a department officer who requested anonymity because he is not cleared to address the media. We're going through everything: ownership records, environmental findings, and the views raised by residents. Approval will only come after full due diligence. Property analysis say the dispute mirrors a wider national conversation about the rise of large property projects in rural and peri-urban Kenya. As demand for housing and land climbs, more foreign investors are targeting expansive parcels outside major towns. That shit is crazy. Check out what this dude said, though. This is the Rivkin. This is the Israeli. He revealed that the property was mostly agricultural, with a segment of land set aside for real estate. He disclosed plans to move an Israeli-based school to the land. Why would an Israeli-based school need to be in Kenya? Now, here's the kicker. That's what I'm talking about, the Pan-African and shit. Here's the kicker. However, many Kenyans expressed support for Rivkin and his business, stating that it reaffirmed Kenya's position as a business destination for multinational companies. One owner of a real estate company in Kenya took the opportunity to call for more Israelis to invest in the country. You are welcome. Feel at home. Kenya is ready for you. Come on now. Kenyans were also cautioned against being negative towards foreigners and were urged to do their own background check before assuming the worst. This sounds backwards. I don't know about y'all, but this sounds backwards to me. You welcome. Come. This shit remind me of sinners. Yeah. You inviting them in. All right? Didn't the Native American, the indigenous brother say, yo, if you see him, I'm telling you, he is not who he say he is. Do not let him in. He's already in there. Chowing down. Keep playing with these old faces if y'all want to. Keep it up. Keep playing with them, inviting them in. I don't want them to do. Why would I leave here and go over there? Why would I fight and struggle here for them? And they on some bullshit. They getting ready to go back to the 50s. Like, what is foreign investment? And that's the first foreigners y'all gonna invest with? The Israeli designers? Come on, y'all niggas can't be that dumb. But you come over here, hummer stunting with your fake degrees and fake licenses and cheating on tests and all type of weird shit, scamming and getting to the bag, and then look at us and talk about how we don't want to do nothing. That's the conversation. But when you smart, When you woke and conscious and intelligence and you know the history and the present state of what people are doing, you shut that shit right down. And that's what I'm doing. Because I need y'all Pan-Africanists to say something. Because what is this? What's really hood here? I don't hear y'all busting no hammer. I don't hear y'all talking about liberation. I hear y'all still trying to do some Friend Steven shit. So we have to be mindful of what we doing and who we around, who amongst us. I don't play no games. Everybody gets tested. Male, female, young, and old. You get tested on a regular basis. On a regular basis. You get tested on some LA gang shit. Nigga, you could bang for the hood forever. That don't mean you in. Can't claim shit. Nigga, you put in work consistently and still. They had your ass putting in work for years and you can't claim nothing. You ain't passed the test yet. That's all you gotta do, because you don't know what's the intention. People try to get close up on you for the wrong reasons all the time. So we gotta revisit that question. We have to. Y'all taking man grippers, boy grippers, women, y'all just wilding, y'all doing deals with Ofe, Bagelmeisters. What the fuck is that? I don't want no parts of that shit. None. Shit sounds stupid. It does. So if we're gonna stay on that ideal, because the Pan-Africanist ideal, that means we tolerating all that. Either you tolerating that and accepting that, or you going over there to fight their culture and to reestablish something. We put some codes in. Because to me, that's sounding like prison reform. That's what Pan-Africanism is starting to look like. It's starting to look like an all-sweeping prison reform act, which is dumb. Which is stupid. Because when they say prison reform and prisons need to be less harsh and better quality of living. So that means all the kids who got their grippers took, the serial gripper taker of kids and babies. You understand? The criminally insane, they get to be in comfort too. When you talk prison reform, when you talk that dumb shit, I mean, they get the benefit from loose laws, from people getting released and all that. The sick, the criminally insane, these bastards that come out here and do all type of dumb, dirty, nasty, despicable shit in our communities. You got kids running around now scraping 90-year-old women. You got dudes running around. I'm watching dudes abuse kids. So you mean to tell me that they supposed to have a comfortable time in prison? It's the same shit with this Pan-African shit. So we fighting Israelis here. So we supposed to rock that, let that happen while they do? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So I told y'all several times in class, we have to do something that's not going to be named until we finish. It's a very different proactive approach to what's going on. And we'll name it, or somebody else will name it while we're going through it. But it's going to be liberation. Control of our labor and our bodies. That shit they doing is crazy. I don't want no parts of that. I'm going across another hemisphere for that dumb shit. Nah, I'll pass. You dig? So now where we at? Because it's getting late. It's already 1 o'clock. I told y'all this was going to be a late night. Didn't I? Oh, I know where I gotta go. Wayne Brady. Somebody tag Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady. You talking about taking grippers and all that. Wayne Brady, come to class. That man, that boy, what is that, Jason Lee? He's an elected official and told you, yo, listen, it's time to get your cherry popped. What kind of shit is we looking at? What's really going on? These are black men. These are mature black men. And that told him, yo, listen, it's time for you to get broke off. We need to bust your grippers. Come on up, come on. We need to get to San Francisco right away. I'm like, what? What's going on in the Bay Area? That's why LaRussell's saying stupid shit like that. Because he know, I know they done manipulated his grippers. Yeah. He signed the Rock Nation, they got him. They got him. They got him. But anyway, let's stick back to this, because I said, hold on, wait a minute. There come a time when I keep telling y'all they put certain things in the algorithm. There's no more conspiracy. You know the CIA doing it. You know that these are think tanks by wealthy O-Face to push all that shit. Because once it goes through the algorithms and so many people see it, you can't unsee it. So Ray J goes viral for saying that he getting ready to give Cam back shots. That he getting ready to give Mace back shots. And he getting ready to get some dome from these two grown-ass men. That goes viral. Okay? And I said, damn. What is really good? Then Wayne Brady goes viral? And I'm like, oh. And then on the back of Wayne Brady going viral, Shaggy going viral, looking like, yeah, Shaggy Jones, looking like Jim Jones' twin. I said, nah, man. Got to speak on this. I'm trying to figure out why ain't Wayne Brady married with kids? All of a sudden he's paying? And that's what dude, cause listen, I ain't never see. And I've seen him a couple of times. It's not like I watch him. But I've seen him in interviews. I've seen him interview Charleston when Charleston said my name. That's the dude's show he said my name on. Jason Lee. And I said, what? Dude just said, yo, he said your name on Jason Lee. I said, who the hell is Jason Lee? So now I'm looking at, oh, that dude? Okay. Then I seen him again. His name popped up. Oh, shit, he's running for office? Oh, shit, he won? So you got a elected official telling Wayne Brady, come on, I need to get your cherry pop. Like he's a high school senior or first year a college freshman. That's how you talk to a grown-ass man? For millions of people to see, and all Wayne Brady could do is smile and chuckle? This nigga talking about rearranging your grippers. What does it matter with you? You got kids. You got a daughter. That's where we at? That's where we at, black man? For real? And I never seen that Jason Lee. He was smiling. He like this. What? I said, yo, hold on, man. Hold on. Diesel Diddy, come on home, because these niggas is wild, and you need to put some order back up in the entertainment industry. There ain't no way in hell an A-list comic like Wayne Brady's supposed to be sitting there while this dude is sizing him up, while another man is sizing him up. That shit crazy. Insane. That man told him, yo, we need to take you right now. As soon as we leave, yeah, we need to get you out to the Bay Area. We need to get you out to San Francisco and tighten you up. I said, oh, shit. I know Wayne gonna punch him in the mouth. All he did was smile and blush like a bitch. I said, oh, shit. That's where we at? Okay. Okay. And then Shaggy, Mr. Boombastic himself, come on TV with a blouse. Bougie goes viral for being in Brooklyn. Okay? He also goes viral for setting the tone straight about beef. He also went viral about telling individuals how the record industry cheats the artists, especially an artist that pays for his own band to travel and do shows. So to get rid of that, right, the strong voice of the reggae community, of the dancehall community, bye, instead of making sure he's viral and you remember and recall him, they had to throw Shaggy at you in a blouse. A sheer pink blouse with flowers. And I said, damn, that looked like the same blouse Jim Jones had. Then I had to look, I said, nah, Jim Jones had that purple sheer shit on. Go ahead, Harlem. Talking about I'm a model. Look at me, they doing my nails, you bitch. So now I'm looking at Shaggy like, what? Come on, Shaggy, you too old for... Nigga, come on, you a yard man, you old, and you up there like that? What's really hard? But this is the narrative. This is what they do. You want to stay in the industry? You got to do that. You got to do it. Time to pay. It's more than a hustle, Hannibal. This is education, because our people have to know that they're not crazy when they think in specific thoughts. There's no more conspiracy theories. This shit is now in motion. It's not a theory. There was a theory, there was a plan, there was an agenda, then there was an activation point. And I'm telling you, when you see the rest of the world at war, when you see the Ukraine, when you see the Russians, when you see Koreans, when you see the Sudanese, when you see the Congo, when you see Palestine, when you see Cuba and Haiti, when you see men being men fighting in wars, and your man is running around in purses and nail polish and sheer blouses and panties and shit, they lining y'all up. Because they've taken the rebel energy out. So now you will have black men that will bend over and get their grip and spread just in order to stay alive and in good standing with master. He gonna tell on the whole revolutionary front. Yeah, he'd have been gave Huey and them up. That's what they're doing now. You understand? This is what they're doing now. They're making sure that energy, that soldier energy is gone. But y'all don't see it. Nobody listen to Bliz. Everybody think, oh, he could wear that. That don't mean nothing. Okay. Or excusing the way, that ain't a dress. That's an African garment. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Why he ain't got no drawers under that? Why he got Fenty panties and thongs on? Y'all keep playing with this shit. And they won't have to do much. Because our women to be left alone, our children to be left alone, and they're going to knock off the real soldiers, especially the military-minded ones. Then those who deal with the super intelligence, once they knock them off, y'all done. Y'all done. They're going to leave y'all to the young thugs. They're going to leave y'all to the NBA young boys. And they're going to play in your behind. That's what it is. Because they're already selling you out to master. Wait until the pressure really on. Or clowns like this dodo bird here, LaRussell. There's another dodo dick in the butt boy. Damn, I told y'all he was a clown. I told y'all he was homicide. LaRussell's defending his new song that name checks Adolf Hitler, Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump as heaven sent, despite facing intense social media backlash over the lyrics. Dodo bird, stupid hat wearing dude, dumb dude that can't even laugh. That's a cackle. Kind of, but y'all was pressing for him. Y'all wanted good shit to come to this derelict. All right? The Vallejo rapper shared a clip of himself performing the track in his backyard for a small crowd on Twitter on Saturday, March 14th, acknowledging that he is aware some may take issue with his references to the Nazi dictator, convicted ex-offender, and polarizing U.S. president. But y'all like him. Y'all like him. I don't like bitch ass dudes. I don't like energy like that. I'm sorry. I've never been one for that. Never like boys to men. None of that shit. I don't like them clean cut punk ass dudes because I know what that shit is. You're trying to distance yourself from the street. You're trying to distance yourself from that mentality, that intelligence that is brought about despite the old phase education. That clean cut means you fit in a certain image. I'm not like them. I'm not like them. I'm me. I don't like them niggas. I don't. Them the rats. Those are dudes that'll sit on a damn jury and won't listen to no evidence and convict your ass to the gas chamber. Them type. I don't like them types. So no, yeah, I don't like this whole shit that's going on now with this generation. And no, he's cool. He's a nerd. He's all right. No, he ain't. That bitch ass nigga slay you. Right there, master tell him to slay you. He putting you in that pot. Get in there, man, dingo. Okay, let's continue. When LaRussell shared the song on social media, he admitted that his engineer warned him against doing so in the caption of the post. My engineer told me I probably shouldn't put this out. That's exactly why I put this out, he wrote. Okay, with 3 laughing emojis. So he thought it was funny. Okay, on the track, he raps, I'm not perfect, and neither is the president. What's guiltier than an N-word hiding evidence? You can't be mad that they heated if you don't let them vent. Even the devil was heaven sent. Even Malcolm X was heaven sent. Even Martin, was heaven sent. Even Kanye was heaven sent. We all have been sent. Donald too. We all heaven sent. Ep too. We all heaven sent. Adolf too. We all heaven sent. Even you. We all heaven sent. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's a dummy. Check it out, though. He continued. I made this record and sent it off, right? Yeah, to my engineer. And he calls me. He says, man, you probably shouldn't put this out. That's exactly why we need it, because everybody sit and be silent. And the goal of an artist is to express the times and say all the things that nobody else want to say or know how to say. Okay? Dummy. Here he go again. The homies briefed me yesterday on all the outrage, he begins. My first thought was, niggas can't. Niggas ain't that slow. But I go and look, and niggas that slow. Just listen to the music. There's no way my N-words here to that clip and they like, you support Epi Ep. Yeah, nigga, that's what it sound like. It sound like you support Epstein. That's what it sound like. The musician addressed the discourse on Tuesday, March 17th, sharing a 5-minute video to Twitter in which he speaks candidly about his intentions with the song and more broadly as an artist. I wouldn't care. You can't explain this shit away. You, sir, is a dummy. But y'all like them soft ass dudes. Y'all claim they winning now. Chucklehead dodo bird ass nigga. That's what he is. And I told y'all that. Don't nobody of his age wearing them stupid ass hats. And if y'all would peep, I believe that's one of his early album covers. He got the rainbow on. You should have known where he sat from there. He got the rainbow, what is it? Gumballs or some shit on his visor. And a bunch of milk around his mouth. Like Jason Lee wanted him handle him because he in San Francisco too. He close to the Bay. He in the Bay. He said he is the Bay. So he might be with Jason Lee and him in San Fran. Because why he take that picture with all that milk around his mouth? With the rainbow colors on. Yes, sir. We know the innuendos. We see the imagery, LaRussell. Yeah, we see that. Yeah, we see that. Jason Lee, don't worry about Wayne Brady. Go get LaRussell. He ready. He ready. You trying to break a grown ass Wayne Brady damn near 50. If he not 50 something, you trying to bust that old man grippers? Go get your boy LaRussell. He waiting. He done signed a Rock Nation. Y'all good money. Unless you already done bust them grippers. I'm trying to figure that shit out. How all that is viral. How's all that viral? Nobody spoke on liberation yet. Nobody asked the questions yet that need to be most answered. So I got to do what I can do late night. Glad and happy that y'all stayed with me and held it down. I know most of y'all done fell asleep, but we did it. We got through it, didn't we? We got through it. I'm glad y'all here, especially my classroom assistants. Much appreciation for holding it down as always. But I gotta put my head on the pillow and shit. Yeah, it's that time. I worked hard today, you know, but I had to come through. Y'all know once I put this on, it's gonna be some shit. Y'all know that. Y'all know what kind of class it's gonna be when y'all see me in this. Yeah. Yeah, this the go hard shit here. It's the gangster shit here. When I throw this on, it's a problem. Yeah. So if you don't understand, then catch it. Yeah, hour 28 minutes, catch the replay. Ladies, put it on when you're in the tub. Rubber dub dub. Damn it, get the knowledge. You dig? Get the knowledge while you soaking your little grippers. Okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you fall out of alignment, that's on you. I don't close my doors. You dig? I don't close my doors. It's on you. B More, you sending love? What up, B More? I love B More. What's good? You ain't never hear of who? Of LaRussell? I didn't hear of him until I kept seeing him go, you know, semi-viral. Lupe pen game is official. I'm serious. You ain't see the milk in the rainbow? Look at the thumbnail. Where you think I got the picture from? I think that was one of his album covers. He had the rainbow gumballs on his hat, on his visor. Another rainbow in the back. Something on his shirt. Or a runner under it, and he had mad milk around his mouth, like somebody, finished off on him. Like he a porn, an adult, female adult star. Like I'm not listening to nothing that Bozo say once you got that. This is what type of world y'all living in. Y'all don't understand y'all being influenced by dudes who worship Caligula. That's what you do when you worship the old faith and his money. The Romans had, yeah. They have faces on their money. You understand? So when you worship that, that's what you're going to be. Because that's what you're going to have to do to get it. That's proven already. I just seen it. What is it, the Rolo blocks or roll blocks, whatever that dude, whatever the game is. Then he just get knocked with some kitty pictures and shit. CEO of a major tech company or founder, whatever. That's what it is. You go up in a church, Roman Catholic church, you got to get your gripper's bus. Politics, you got to get your gripper's bus. Industry, you got to get your... That shit is sweeping because why? These are all industries and institutions ran and owned by the OFE. So either you're going to go up in there and get it, or you're going to make sure that you deal with your people. When you service your people, you should never be broke. You should never be broke because you are sincere in doing the work and keeping that energy alive and serving your people with your skill set. But these dudes will leave you bankrupt. They'll have you fucked up in the game because they resent that. They resent intelligence. You see what they did to Malcolm. See what they did to Dr. Khaled Muhammad. You see what they did to Mutul Shakur and H. Rap Brown, Imam Jalil. That's what they do. They resent that. All of our greats, all of our most intelligent and committed died penniless or was assassinated. That should tell you something. That there has to be a dynamic. There has to be a switch in that. If you don't, it's over. It's over. Did I happen to hear that the creator of Minecraft owns acres and acres of land out in NC? No, I didn't. What part of NC? Rocky Mount? You can't own nowhere in Durham. And all that. That's Duke. Duke family owned Durham. So, but it's a lot of land in NC. Peace, Frankie. I know you're still here, but we getting ready to shut it down and take it down. Okay? To those who funded the war effort, much appreciation. As always, you dig? $1 in a share is all it takes sometime. It's hard to get that, though. So, to those who's consistent with it, we know who we are. We know who y'all are. And yeah. Okay? Yeah, definitely see Bliz. Make sure, they subscribe, share, bring people to class, do all that because I don't know where else you're going to get it from. I don't know where else you're going to get it from. I'm telling you. I'll make sure I try to cover the gambit, and I want y'all to know y'all not wrong. Especially my men, you're not wrong. You're under attack. Sometimes you're under attack in your own homes. Sometimes you're under attack at your workspaces. But when you got that energy with you, they on you. They're going to make it difficult. Okay, I'll come get them shirts. I'll come get them. They difficult. They on you. They can't. They can't allow you. I'm telling you, y'all watch The Matrix and y'all don't get it. Anytime they went in, what happened? What happened? They just on their ass. Same shit. Same shit. When you go out there, they on you. And sometimes it's worse. They in your house. Right there. That's not make-believe. When you have consciousness, when you have knowledge of self, when you're awoke, you move different. Your energy is different. Everybody reads it, and everybody hates it. See what Roddy Piper had to go through and they live. That's for real. But y'all don't see yourselves in them positions because y'all don't make that connection. Okay? Y'all don't make that connection. Claude Nelson, much appreciation for funding the war effort. Y'all don't get that. That's you. That's why I tell you, guard your mind. Because they coming for it and it wears you down. It wears you down. Nicole, much appreciation for funding the war effort. You dig? So you gotta be re-energized. You got to. You gotta be coached. You gotta get that. So I don't come here to bullshit and play and lie. No. Misinformed? Hell no. It's soldier time. It's go time. It's go time. I had some of the best drill sergeants in the country in basic. I learned everything in that little 12 weeks, 13 weeks. Damn. I'm telling you. You got to know how to build a soldier. Have to. And it's up in here. Physical shit we could do all day. I can meet you in the park all day. Break your body down. Bring it back up. But it's here. You got to see these people fall, man. You got to put that picture in your head. You got to feel them like Neo said. Yo, I could feel them. Deep. Deep. So again, listen, this 137 on the East Coast, man. Let me get the hell up out of here. Guard your mind, as always. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Okay, guard your mind. Remain militant. Again, much appreciation to those who funded the war effort. Okay. What up, Honorable? We see you. Much appreciation. Make sure y'all come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Be safe out there. Okay? It's a war going on. Be extra careful. Drive carefully. Watch your kids. Watch each other. Watch each other. There's some sick people. Every day I see some weird shit in all parts of the country. We are dealing with Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Melanated Dead. So listen, don't play no games. Don't get in no confrontations. Handle your business. Get back to class. Okay, let's create our own space. You're gonna have to. You dig? My truckers, be mindful of the rest stop dots. Don't get jacked. And damn sure don't get burnt up, man. Just get home. Take your load, get home, safe, do what you do. Okay? Okay, that's how we do it. At 55, gang. Get y'all grades up.